WELA School Systems is an end-to-end school system where students and parents can view grades, announcements, and billing statements through a mobile app. The WELA platform is being used by over 150 schools in the Philippines and is part of Kubo Innovation Hub's Global Acceleration Program. Vincent Fiel is the CEO and co-founder at WELA School Systems. So, hello John, I'm very happy to have this conversation with you and know more about WELA School Systems.
Hi, John. Hi, Johnny. Oh, parehas pala. Parehas pala tayong Johnny.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So I want to know more about WELA, what you're doing, and actually, how did you scale to around 150 schools? So maybe later we can talk more about that. So I want to ask first. So ano nga ba ang WELA School Systems?
Okay, so prior to that, actually, before it became like a whole school parang ecosystem, like everything is there, we started solving a specific problem like yung sa teacher's side. It said before, no, when we conduct our research and interviews, takes them talaga weeks to months to prepare the reports, like yung sa grades to be specific.
Okay.
We started off there, and we had around like 3 early adopters. So we provided the solution for free. Like we told them that, sige, you try out our solution for free. You pay us when you think we are really able to solve your problem. We told them that instead of you doing it for weeks, we're gonna prove it to you that you can do it in a day. So if we can prove it, then don't pay. That's what we told them. So it's sort of there, and then for 3 early adopters, and then we in our city. So we're coming from Cagayan de Oro city here in Mindanao. So this is where we started with my brother actually. So 2 of us siblings kami founders of WELA. So it started off there, and then yun, na-solve namin. They started paying. They became our customers, and yun. So after that, we began like hearing out more feedbacks. No, we're always customer first.
Yeah.
Like feedback is really important in our company, in our startup company, and yun, we keep on adding features later on.
Wow.
So that's why now it became a whole school ecosystem wherein everything is there, from admissions to your classes.
Yeah.
So ayun, so yung mga schools nagsabi, yeah, you were able to do it, why not add this? So that's why yun na siya, from a simple that specific problem, now it became a whole solution for the entire school.
Yeah, well, that's a good story, no? Kasi those are the kinds of startups that I really like interviewing. Yung parang nag-start talaga sa isang problem, and from there, lumaki, nagdagdag ng features, and nag-scale into other customers, into other clients. Pero I want to ask muna before we go into those other features, like, how exactly did you solve this problem? Yung paggawa ng grades reports ng teachers, like, is it a software? Is it an app? And parang ano yung functions na
Okay.
I mean, like, how did you solve the problem basically?
Okay, so we applied the principles of design thinking. It's like yung that time kasi yung solutions available is you let the teacher adapt to the system. So, and then we all know that we have teachers with like 40 at ages from 40 to 60 or even more than that, right? And you know, adapting to systems might be hard for them. Would be yung learning curve, diba? Medyo mahirap for them. So the existing systems at time is that you let the teachers input grades through a complicated interface, right? So many buttons and so on. And then, so we thought of like, is there a way that we have this grading sheet, like this is provided by the PED or CHED. So it's a sheet wherein the computations are already there. So it's in Excel. And then we thought of like, is there a way that you can just drop this Excel to a particular platform by simply just dragging it, and then a system or a platform can already generate the reports for them. So yun yung ginawa namin. We made it simple. We told the teachers, you don't need to worry. Nothing will change in your process. It will be the same. It's just that you won't do this hassle reporting and all. You do the grades, you upload it in our platform, and then let WELA do the rest for you. So that's how we did it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds so simple, no? Pero parang ang main principle din dito is you don't make the customer worry. I mean, you're introducing a new technology, pero you're saying to them that walang magabago. Kumbaga, it will be the same, and parang we will do all the hard stuff for you. So parang mas gagaan yung buhay nila.
Yeah. So minsan kasi it's when you talk about innovation, we always mention disruptive technology. So that's a good, but when it comes to a point that na-disrupt na talaga yung user, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Kasi sometimes you introduce new disruptive technology, and minsan nagiging mas mahirap pa to other people. Yeah, I really like this kasi you really help those teachers na maaring matanda nga or maaring hindi ganun ka-literate sa computer, sa technology, and you really help them. You really make their job easier.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So let's talk naman about the other features na unti-unting nadagdag. So I think right now WELA has an LMS, a learning management system, even an RFID attendance system, online enrollment and payment, text and email blast, and even a parent mobile app. So can you share about these features? Maybe let's talk about them one by one. Sorry, I mean, maybe isa-isahin natin. So maybe let's start with the LMS, the learning management
LMS, system. We had it before, even before pandemic, but it was really not a demand. Probably for colleges, when you go to your laboratories, you had to log into your LMS. But for regular basis, LMS was not really a need in the Philippines at that time. Before pandemic, it was there. Our product was there, and it was really used during pandemic. And then here comes hybrid learning and so on. So what makes ours different from existing? So one is the problem that we've seen based on feedback, social media, and so on. When the pandemic came, there were a lot of crashes, they said, on learning platforms.
Okay.
Well, we cannot deny the fact that everyone was not really ready.
Yeah.
Right. Even those elements that have been so long, they're already been existing. They didn't expect that to handle like thousands of students at the same time, right? So we thought of like having a solution that would scale, right? And that's what we provided. Our LMS is scalable. In technological terms, probably you can say it's serverless.
Yeah.
So it scales depending on the user's demand. So
how does that happen?
So it's not your usual LMS that you host it in a virtual machine or server.
Yeah.
Where you have to maintain. So it's not like that.
Okay, wow.
So it's on per usage basis. So we made our LMS in that way so that even thousands, hundreds of users, it won't bog down. And then aside from that, so that was the main issue. And then also we balance like these two aspects. There were group of teachers who likes Google Classroom already, because it's very simple and you can like set up on your own. And then we have other like Moodle and other elements that you have to like really set up it, or probably have a team to manage it. So the thing here is that like for the cases of Moodle and the rest, they have very complex features, but then it's not like Google, as simple as Google to set up. So we combine both. So best of both worlds. We balance the complexity of features and easy to set up.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing, no? Kasi in WELA, parang you're a tech startup nga, tech company, pero parang very kakaiba yung pag-focus niya sa usability and sa scalability. I think
Yes.
it's a really different approach na I'm not sure if, pero parang some other startups forget it somehow na parang
Correct.
yun yung two core principles that you should actually look at, that you should actually do.
Yeah, I really agree on that, because as I mentioned before, a while ago, we started in Cagayan de Oro, and our goal really is not just here in our hometown, but to scale.
Yeah.
So how can you scale if your architecture is not ready? So that's why we really put importance to that. So our goal is really to like saturate the market as much as we can all over the Philippines, not just on major cities.
Yeah, and you even joined nga yung Global Acceleration Program ni Kubo, so maybe you're also planning to scale overseas.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe later natin pag-usapan yun, no? I want to ask muna about the other features pa ni WELA na you've already introduced pa doon sa inyong system, sa inyong platform. So, meron ding online enrollment and payment, and meron ding RFID attendance. I think this is very interesting. I mean, can you just share, I mean, like how these other features got introduced pa? I mean, why did you make them?
Okay, so our RFID came first. After the grades, the grading platform that we provided, we came up with RFID. One thing that we saw there is that parents would really, their child or student is in school already or went out. So every time they tap their ID, they got text or notifications through their mobile app. So they're happy with that. With that simple feature, they're already happy that their student got home safely, got in the class. So to add, to avoid cutting of classes. so yeah, it's more of the security and attendance. So that's what we provided. And then to add, what makes it different, there were like old systems that already had RFID. I mean, RFID has been here for so long, right? If we use MRT and so on, right? But then again, going back to what you mentioned, the importance of scalability. So we made ours a complete appliance that we can just ship out to anywhere and can be installed like plug and play. So it involves IoT as well. So that's why what makes it different.
Yeah, and then the next, so meron ding text blast and email blast and parent mobile app. So can we also know more about this parent mobile app?
Okay, so schools they usually use Viber, Facebook, or WhatsApp, or other messengers, but it tends to be like so messy or magulo when it comes to that, because anyone could just chat, anyone can just
Okay, yeah.
And then the important announcement might be left out because we don't know what's in the chat. Probably some are arguing already. Some matter, right? And so that's why we came up with that. The schools like, I think this is a good idea as well. Why not we streamline the communication?
Oh yeah, so now I'm curious I mean, like, meron mga features na nadadagdag dito sa WELA, pero I think you're looking at it in those three aspects: the student, the teacher, and the admin ng school, and the parents. So parang triangle siya ng school system.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also want to know how exactly do you get the feedback, and how do you turn that feedback into the features na ilalagay nyo into WELA?
Okay, so we first off we do quarterly feedback. We ask users and like how are they, and then what would be their suggestions. And then why are we focusing on the, what you mentioned, it's like triangle, right? Actually, these are the very important
Yeah, of
elements
course.
in a school, because how would the school survive without students? And then who is paying the tuition? It's the parents, right? So we want to balance things. We help the school, but at the same time, we need to balance keeping value to the customers, the end users, which is the parents and the students. So that's why we made this feature so that they won't get left out.
Yeah, so I'm curious, no, is this a subscription model? I mean, like paano yung gamitan nito? So is pag meron ba tayo nung app, meron na lahat ng features, or parang I mean can you share also like ano yung usability nito in terms of the maybe the business model also, or yung paggamit, pag-consume ng users?
So it depends between the arrangement between WELA and the school.
Okay.
The school will tell us that we just need this, and then that's what we will provide them. But often than not, they actually avail all of it. But still, we focus what's their very need at the moment, and then from there, it's a subscription basis per student. And then we're gonna build them for a month. Yung school, we will build the school per month.
Okay, yeah. So out of all these features, maybe yung LMS, or maybe yung attendance, or maybe yung online school management system. So alin yung parang pinaka-core na kinukuha ng mga schools? Parang alin yung pinaka like which feature yung parang lagi nilang kinukuha?
It's actually the mobile application.
Okay.
It's in the I don't know, pero in the market, based on our study, we are the one who is providing such so far. Probably there was one we saw who tried, but it didn't work out. Again, it's because of scalability.
Yeah, actually.
How ready is your technology? And then I think we are confident enough to say that we have mastered our technology with regards to providing this. And then, because yung mobile app namin is per school siya.
Yeah.
It's not one app and then everyone will be accessing to that.
Okay. So, ang daming apps nun. I mean...
Yeah, so many apps, really.
Yeah.
Right now, we have like 160 plus schools. So, in our app Play Store, there are 160 plus apps as well. So, imagine if your technology is not ready, how will you be able to maintain that 160 plus apps and so on? So
yeah, okay. So speaking of that, no, I think it's a really big achievement of WELA School Systems na you've gone to 150 schools. So I'm not sure if you're willing to share, pero can you just share a few of those secrets or a few of those advice, like how did you do this? Because I think it's a really big achievement. Yeah.
First off, it wasn't easy, really. It was really not easy. First thing, as a founder, you have to do it yourself in the first place. You have to do, you should be ready. Because back then, I was the only one setting.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I was just, and then actually to my colleagues, so we had to do it ourselves. We don't have much funding, and then we don't have any much support, so we had to do it our own. We had to experience the hard part, really, and then from there, actually, you learn. You get to learn these things, and you yourself will know how to drive your startup because you yourself experience it. You're just not like letting someone do it for you. Then you will know how to drive it, and then second thing is network is very important. So you get to you don't know, you probably have a friend before who works in a school or someone who has connection with the school. So that's the second thing. And then eventually the third thing, you need to establish a good sales team. So but that comes with a later or middle part when you already have gone through the
Yeah,
first
because you know the
early
lessons already.
stages. Yeah,
Na i-hand down sa sales team.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like WELA, no, kasi I really think it's a genuinely bootstrapped company, and parang talaga nagtiyaga kayo from scratch, from the
Yeah.
ground, building it up. Pero I just want to ask, like sino na ba, or which schools na ba yung gumagamit ni WELA? So maybe can we just get a picture, like from Luzon to Mindanao ba? Which
Okay.
schools na ba?
We're all over the Philippines, so we have, I think, around 70 in Luzon, and then probably around, these are approximates because
Yeah.
we keep adding, there are probably around 20 in Visayas, and then around 80 in Mindanao. So, and then we really want to target not just the metro cities, but including the
Yeah.
cities around these metros,
Yeah.
because there's a huge market there, and
Yeah.
these are underserved market really.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we want to make this app available for every school, not just for the big ones.
Yeah, and of course, parang somehow, parang itong ang mga schools na nasa labas ng metro, yung parang mas kailangan itong
Correct.
technology ni WELA. Yeah, and I want to ask, no, kasi you're from CDO nga, so WELA started in Mindanao. So, meron bang difference somehow sa usership sa Luzon, sa Visayas, and sa Mindanao? Parang mas madali bang kumuha ng new users sa Mindanao in some sense compared sa mga nasa Luzon and Visayas?
Actually, we thought of first. We thought it was a challenge really from Mindanao going to Luzon, but we got a good welcome from schools there. We didn't expect because in Luzon, I believe there are a lot of talents and a lot of companies already been existing, and yet they accepted us, and we were surprised with that. And then I can say most likely they're just the same in every island or region.
Yeah, and actually maybe true, no, kasi maybe nga Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, maybe iba somehow yung language or yung culture, pero ang nagde-define naman ng inyong technology is yung usability and yung scalability.
Correct.
Parang as long as hawak niyo yung edge doon, as long as kayo yung parang may pinaka-competitive edge on those two aspects, parang I think the schools have no choice but to get you, kasi yun yung talaga mag-solve ng kanilang problems. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, and is this the reason why you joined nga Kubo Innovation Hub? I mean, is this the reason? Kasi you also said network, parang kailangan nyo ng reach, di ba? Parang kailangan nyo somehow ng network access into Luzon, into Visayas. So, is this the reason why you joined these programs?
Yeah, definitely. You're right about that. Because we don't have much connections back then. So we had to get in touch with these accelerators and incubators, which I must say they give a big impact to startups like us and open doors for us. So yeah, we like to thank them about it.
Yeah, and you also joined Kubo Innovation Hub's Global Acceleration Program. So mayroon ba kayong plans really to go abroad, or why did you join this program? I mean, and what do you expect coming out of it?
Yeah, I mean, our long-term goal is aside from getting more and more schools in Philippines, we want to try out ASEAN countries. So just this year we're trying out our luck in Indonesia actually.
Wow. Okay. So meron ng traction doon?
Isa pa lang.
Pero wow.
We're still learning the market and the culture and so on.
Yeah.
Hopefully, cross fingers.
Yeah. And maybe ang magiging main na issue dito, kasi I mean the language and the culture might be less of a barrier nga kaysa yung technology. So maybe somehow you have to beat the technology in Indonesia kasi parang booming din yung startup.
Yeah.
Doon. So maybe meron din silang own school management system.
Yes, definitely. So that's another aspect that we probably there might be some tweaks really that would happen to fit the market as well.
Yeah, so speaking of that, I mean, is it possible ba na you like add more features or parang ano ba yung aspects na you look into para mas ma-develop yung platform and more of to get a bigger reach into those markets? So like ano ba yung maaaring ma-develop sa WELA School Systems?
Okay. So right now, we are step by step or gradually innovating and improving our features and system. So we are making the system like maging DIY na siya later on. So like we are making it less intervention from our support or from implementation team. So yan yung goals namin in the coming months. So we want to make a system like that they can, build their own school system or DIY.
Wow. Yeah, I'm also curious kasi you said nga na you started doing WELA because mayroong teachers na you really just wanted to help. So I just also want to ask about your background. So why school? Why teacher? And because I think your background is in software development, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, paano nangyari na you have these tech skills pero you solve this problem? I mean, is this your interest ba talaga or may passion ka rin ba for teaching, for education?
I have to tell you, before WELA, I was into game development.
Yeah.
I was not. I didn't have experience in teaching, though my brother, my co-founder, had been a part-time teacher. But I must say, if you have these skills, you have this that you can innovate or purpose, to create meaning in life. At least, with your skills and your talent, you can help the community. So regardless what industry would it may be, and then we saw and found opportunity in education that it needs help. So that's why we put our efforts to this industry.
Yeah, those are good words, no? So, this is a crazy question, no? Pero meron bang concept na nasa game development na parang na-bring mo into pag-develop ng isang education, ng isang online education or online school platform?
I think it would be the rewards or the gamification part. Yeah. So in our LMS, we have that actually. We call badges. So that's something unique as well in our LMS. So we provide badges. So it depends on the teacher or the school, from whatever these badges may be. To keep like even I have a son. He's happy about it that he gets some badges. He's gaining achievements, something, those kind of stuff.
Parang yun yung yung star, yung mga star dati, yung pag preschool, pag
correct, yeah. Actually, we just utilize that, di ba?
Yeah.
So, like when you were in grade school or toddler, you're really happy you got 3 stars. Oh, mommy, I got 3 stars. Can I get McDo or Jollibee?
Yeah, actually. No, why not? No, maybe in the future parang imbes na badges, baka may coupons or may gift certificates ka
makukuha. Connect with merchandise, diba? Reward points.
That's a good idea. Yeah, but speaking of this, no, so what do you think is the future of EdTech or parang yung engagement ng students? Parang maybe as a game developer in the past and now building WELA, parang like ano yung nakita mo into the future towards improving the learning capabilities of the students and probably engaging them to study, to learn. I mean, effective ba ang gamification or what kind of gamification is really effective? I mean, I just want to ask your opinions about that.
Okay. I must say it's really rewarding, if you have some kind of gamification, especially when education now is leaning towards to hybrid learning, flexible learning, right? Even we don't know yet because the school is still deciding whether they would really go back fully face to face. But I think for like ilang years tayo, 2 to 3 years, the community has realized that there really is a portion really would love to have this kind of innovations. With these realizations, I think yun nga, schools would be more open to technology, innovation,
Yeah.
becomes more, paperless na, and so on. Mas flexible na talaga yung learning and would be available to all. Not just, for those na may kaya or who is, even those yung malalayo, mas maabot pa natin with these innovations.
That's true. Actually, yung mas hybrid pa and mas adaptable maybe na learning. Parang nakaka-adapt yung different learning styles and different access to resources ng mga students, ng mga learners. Kumbaga mapaprovide natin yun sa lahat talaga ng Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So is that the vision of WELA? And parang ano pa ba yung plans niyo or steps niyo moving forward? So maybe we can end with that. Like ano pa ba yung inyong future plans or future steps?
Okay, so our future steps really is first, we are trying our best as much as possible to be able to implement as many schools as we can here in the Philippines. And on the long term, on the side, we are exploring other ASEAN countries also that we can help with. And then on the technology side, we want to keep on innovating and make WELA as available as much as possible to any size of educational institution. So that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah, and I hope parang WELA may be the true leader pa in usability and scalability of these online school systems into the future. So yeah, thank you, John. This is a wonderful episode. I really learned a lot and ang dami ko na-realize actually about development of software, development of products, and especially yung parang kung gaano kahalaga yung feedback ng customers, ng clients into building your product and into building your startup. So I really like WELA School Systems story. So if our listeners want to know more about WELA, where can they find more information?
They can visit our website. It's www.wela.online. Just one L. Hindi yung shampoo na double L. So wela.online, and then we have there our features and they can contact us there. Our contact information is there as well.
Yeah, okay. So I also share those links below. So thank you, John. This is a really, really, really good conversation. So maraming salamat.
Thank you so much as well.
Thank you very much to our 14 patrons. This episode is super powered by NutriCoach, the all-in-one productivity tool for dietitians and nutritionists looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers, and Benjoy's Food Products, the home of premium bacon ends, tapa, and tocino. This episode is powered by ePlayment and Interleukin. Support us at www.patreon.com/startuppodcastph.